My name is Trace Howard, and riding dirt bikes is one of my favorite things to do. I've been riding since I was a little kid, and it's a really super fun hobby. And I know there's lots of other people out there that would also like to ride dirt bikes, they just don't know how. So before we do this, I'm going to go through all the steps, what bike you should get, anything you need to know, because they're not as hard and scary to ride as everyone may think. So first things first, if you don't have a bike, you're going to want to get one, obviously, and there's a lot of different types. You're going to want one that fits your size, your style, and there's obviously a bunch of different brands as well. It comes to a personal opinion whenever you choose brands. I like Honda the most. I've rode them since I was little, and they're just a good, reliable bike, easy to work on. So when it comes to brands, it's your choice, but there are bikes that are meant for racing, some are for trail riding, 2 strokes, 4 strokes, and if you're a beginner, I would definitely recommend a 4-stroke. And Andrew's 2 strokes versus 4 strokes, he says that 2 strokes hit the ground hard and fast, leaving an explosive impression on the rider. But that 4 strokes are definitely less intense with the way the power is put to the ground, so it gives the rider a choice of how they want to ride the bike. So if you're a beginner, 4 strokes is probably the way to go. Size is an important factor. If you're a small child, you're going to want something small, like a 50cc. They go up to 50, 80s, 125s. They gradually get bigger. I'm like 6 foot 1.5, 150. I ride a 250. It's like the perfect size for me. And heavier people, they can ride 250s as well. They might just have to tighten the back springs a little bit so you don't bottom out. Or if you're a more experienced rider, you can get a 450, which is bigger. It's about the same size as this bike right here, but it has way more power. So I would stay away from those unless you are experienced. And other than that, you got to choose your bike. But once you have your bike, you're going to need safety gear. And it's probably one of the most important things. Because in Stuart Kaufman's Your Adrenaline Rush, he states that it doesn't matter if you're the smoothest rider or if you're out of control, pain doesn't discriminate for dirt bike safety. It's pretty smart. Which is why one of the most important pieces is your helmet. In an article by The Goomba, he states that helmets are used to protect riders from head injuries. So if they're not certified by a top agency, then it might not be as effective in protecting the rider in any case of an accident. On your helmet, you're going to want to make sure that it has the DOT stamp on the back. That means they've been tested, certified, they'll withstand your basic, anything that goes wrong. They've been tested to work well. Also, another important thing with the helmet is goggles. Protect your eyes. If you can't see while you're riding, it's not a good thing. You could crash very easily or do damage to your eyes, so you'll want goggles. Boots are probably the second most important piece of equipment you'll want, because they're very stiff. They have steel toes. They go all the way up your shin. They protect all that area. Since they're so stiff, they prevent your ankle from bending. If you hit the ground, you won't break it. Toes, everything will be safe. So you'll definitely want boots. Gloves help a lot from briars. If you're going through trails, slapping your hands, they'll cut you up, but if you have those, it'll help prevent that. And some people also like to get neck guards and chest protectors. They help cushion the fall, keep your neck from bending the wrong way if you happen to fall off. But I prefer not to wear those, just they get in the way for me. But it's your choice. Now that you've gotten these things, it's time to start riding. And to start the bike, there's usually 2 different ways. Some bikes have an electric start, some have a kick. This one has a kick, for example. It has a lever on this back side that folds out. You'll want to push it down pretty hard, kick it. It may take a few times until it starts. Electric, they'll usually have a button right here. All you gotta do is turn the key on, push the button, it starts right up. Set off, easy. Once you've got it started, now you gotta get moving. To put it in gear, you wanna hold down, this is the clutch. You wanna hold the clutch every time you change gears. You wanna hold this in, and first gear is down. First gear is always down, all the other gears are up. So put it down to get into first gear, and then slowly give it a little gas and slowly let off the clutch, and you'll start moving. If it stalls, it's probably because you didn't give it enough gas or you're letting off the clutch too easy, but that's fine. Also, when you're starting out, you'll probably want to sit more forward towards the front of the bike. This keeps your elbows bent, keeps you in a good position, and it'll prevent you from whiskey throttling, which if you straighten your arms out, it'll pull the throttle back and it could launch the bike out from under you. So be sure and sit up towards the front, keep your elbows bent, that way you don't fly off the bike when you start. Once you've got it moving, I would recommend putting around in first gear until you get the hang of it, get your balance down. You don't want to just start off switching gears, flying around, or else you're probably going to wreck pretty hard. But other than that, when you want to come to a stop, it's basically the same thing. You hold the clutch in right here, and you'll want to shift it all the way down, and that'll put it in first. You'll gradually come to a stop, and once you've actually stopped, your bike will still be on. To put it in neutral, you want to half shift up. You'll just barely feel it click, and that'll put the bike in neutral where it won't go anywhere and it'll still be on. And once that's done, you can hop off, push the kill switch. There's usually a button. There's one right here. All you gotta do is push this, and it'll kill the bike completely. And that's about it. Once you've got all those steps down, you can put them into action, and you'll be riding in no time.